can we start, Mbak Nenden, our class?
Yes,
okay.
Please.
Before Mbak Nenden session, I will give a short introductions about her. And so, good afternoon, Mbak Nenden and everybody.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good.
Okay. Long time no see, Mbak Nenden.
Yeah.
Hope you are doing well today.
Yeah. Good. I'm based in Bali right now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's so interesting. So thank you for coming here. It's an honor, and we are lucky to have you here. And I'll just will give some sort of introduction that during this semester in this class we have discussed many topics regard to international communications from the historical perspectives and also the role of media perspectives, cultural, social, political perspectives, economic perspective, include the developmental perspective. So I think today we will learn about more about developmental perspectives, especially about the role of communications for social and behavioral change, and what is it and how it works. We will learn directly from the professionals. Mbak Nenden here. Yeah, Mbak Nenden is one of very inspiring alumni. She always energetic and very inspirative. So may I introduce you with a short profile, Mbak Nenden?
Yeah, sure. Lisa,
okay.
Please.
Yeah, Mbak Nenden is our alumni who has a lot of experience across communication field. And before she graduated bachelor degree from our program in 1995. Is it okay to mention the year?
Oh yeah, sure. I joined the program in 1995 and graduated in 2001. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and in 2001, and master degree from Ohio University in 2013, right? And it is interesting because she started her career as a journalist at the TICOM in 2000. And in 2006, she was staff at President SBY spokesperson office and managed the official president website. I think Mbak Nenen also will tell about you more about this. And in 2008, I think she came back to media as editor and fifanews.com. And in 2009, she came back to politics realms as online community managers of presidential campaign team for SBY Budiono. So it's very cool to dig more about her experience in this realm. And since 2010, she started focus on strategic communications, especially communications for development in many organizations and community, as a communication specialist, both in government organizations and also non-government organizations, national, regional, and also international level. And the issues she deal with are village law, Undang-Undang Desa, this is developmental issues, and also environment, education, leadership, youth issues, family planning, and also reproductive health in BKKBN, ya Mbak Nenden. And her last position was program coordinator for youth and ICT in Johns Hopkins University Center for Communications Program, and end up in this June in 2021, and maybe she will tell about her recent positions now. And from her long journey, Mbak Nenden has many expertise from the project communications, media engagement, strategy communications, community outreach, youth program implementations, digital campaign, and also social and behavioral change communications. That will become the special topic where we will explore today. So I think we can learn a lot from her experience, especially in the global context. And for detail, Mbak Nenden will share you soon. So Mbak Nenden, time is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa, for the introductions. I think you read most of my CVs. Yeah, I feel honor as well, and thank you for the invitation to speak here. This is the first time actually I joined an online class. Usually, Coms OGM invite me to come to school to meet with all the students in the class, and yeah, apparently this pandemic for 1.5 years forced us and everybody is to working through online platforms. So hopefully one day I would get a chance to meet you in person in campus, because Melissa, from those classes that I attend to speak, uh, amazingly, a few of them in different batches, different uh, students now become my mentee, and stay connected with me, and become friends, and become uh, a team member to work together from those classes that I was invited to speak. One of them is Risa Listiani. I think she's 2009, 2011. I forgot. But from those period of time when I came to the invited to the class, and she emailed me, and up to now we become friends and teammate, and we work together. That's amazing of how the power of communication network, not just regionally but also nationally, and surprisingly it's internationally. I'll tell you later how you can benefited from this amazing network and utilize it in a positive way. That's the thing. I can tell you this after my 20 years of working experience, how having the Kagama and Gajah Mada logo in my CV, especially from communications, opened so many doors of opportunity in my professional career. So, okay, maybe I will start with my slide. Balisa, would you please uh, share? Okay. So from the wide range of experience that I've been through for the 2 decades of professional career in communications, as briefly mentioned by Lisa earlier, today I would speak specifically on spatial and behavior change communications, since I was informed that this is an international communication class, which I would like to learn more as well. What you guys learn in the class about this, because during my time back then, there was no such subject for this, and so because I would like to see if there's the I mean the bridging, and how what you learn in the class will be relevant to the work field. So I become the students of the communication department in UGM back in 1995. Maybe most of you not born yet. So, and I graduated in 2001, but I already start my journalism career in semester 4, when I start working for a magazine at that time, a teenager magazine, Hi, as a correspondent for Jogja. So I cover music, concert, and all the youth event in Jogja back then. And also with Balairung, I also worked with Bulak Sumur, starting my paving my path as a journalist. And I returned to campus quite late, actually, for my master degree. It was in 2011 and graduated in 2013 in Ohio University, Communication and Development Studies. Okay, next slide, Mbak Lisa. Okay, see this is the span how I move from media, which I experienced working for magazine, for online, and also for radio as well. I work in Jogja for Trijaya Radio as a weekend announcer, and also for online media at that time. Before I officially graduated, I worked for Deticom I was the first generation who opened the T-Com branch office in Jogja back in 2001. I already work full time while I'm writing my thesis, so it was really crazy. It's not finished. It was quite a struggle to juggle my time between full-time work and writing the thesis. Gladly, I was graduate. I just need a piece of paper of that certificate because I already have my full-time work at that time. So then, as earlier mentioned by Melissa, I moved to a political campaign, government body. I worked with President SBY and Andi Malarangang at that time, the president's spokespersons, for about 2.5 years. I worked 24/7 at that time, but the experience was amazing. So again, thanks to Kagama Network, because I got a job just one phone call away. I didn't apply. I didn't do any formal procedure like you apply to someone or to any organization. I just, at the end of the year, I was in the Bali at that time for a holiday and year holiday, and I got a call from, there's no WhatsApp, there's no BBM at that time, just mobile phone. And I got a call from Mandi Malarangang at that time, and maybe if the days I will think that it's a hoax, it's a prank. No, because the phone said, "Hi, Nanden, this is Andi Malarangang. Oh, I got your name from, you're from Kacamada, right? Yes, I am too. So we are the same alumni from physical. Oh, yes, Pak Andi. I was still shocked and nervous. How could a president spokesperson call me? And again, then I got your name from the chief editor of the T-Com, Pak Budiono Darsono, and I need a staff, a female staff that can join on board immediately. And here recommend you. What do you think? What? Working with the president at the president's office? What? Just to me, it's too good to be too good to be true, and it's like it's a New Year hoax, a New Year's prank. But okay, because I heard a voice, it's so typical, Pak Andi. Okay, Pak. Yes, I'll take the job. And then, yeah, the week after, I switched my flight, not back to Jogja. I directly landed in Jakarta on the I would never forget the date. And the 2nd January 2006, I was landed in Jakarta. I directly go to the president's office, meet Pak Andi with the new clothes that I bought in Bali. It's holiday clothes. It's just short and tank top. And suddenly I had to running up for a shop for a formal clothes. And then, yeah, I already got the job before the interview. So the interview actually just to meet in person. Okay, you're the name. So when you joined the UGM, also who's the alma mater that on my class? And then we checking names. Oh yeah, ini dosennya, ini siapa? This, as simple as that. So that's the privilege of having the Kagama network in your CV. So please be grateful with that. You will learn and experience later, like what I've been through about that. So I travel with the president's private jet at that time, different country, meet international leaders and to those places that you might not going if you're an ordinary person. That was an amazing experience. But then I got another offer. I work also with the ministerial, with deputy minister, also as a spokesperson, as a communication specialist, and also briefly with private sector with telecom. Then I got a scholarship from Ohio University to continue my master degree. So, but I went to Ohio in 2011 and then back in 2013. Upon returning from Ohio, I totally shifted my career into communication for development. During my time, my Mas Dodi Ambardi, also the alma mater from the Ohio. So Ohio quite have a close network with OGM as well since back in the 70s. So when I returned to Indonesia, I already got a few job offer because of that. And yeah, I think the most resonant experience during my time in Ohio is I met my classmates is only 13, was mostly from Latin America, Africa, few Western, and mostly Asians like me. But the experience is amazing because how I see the development from different perspective. I quite new in the development industry as well. So I learned from that, and it's totally shifted my career upon my return. So since 2013 up on now, so I become a communication for development practitioner. I work for different organization, mostly international NGO, mostly American based, like DAI based in Washington, Chemonics International based in Washington, and my latest is John Hopkins Center for Communication Program based in Baltimore, also in the US. So yeah, in one of between them, I got a couple of rare opportunities as well for benefited from the good connections with people from embassy, especially US embassy. I got an IVLP, International Visitor and Leadership Program, travel to US for 3 weeks, meeting important people, traveling to 5 different cities from East Coast to West Coast, and experiencing an amazing opportunity as well as like a fellowship reward from Department of State, Kemlunya Amerika. Juga a few rare opportunities when I can meet Obama and also Hillary Clinton and have the photo with them, and then a special session with a book signing on my book with these 2 American leaders. So those one of the highlights of my career from communication that's in a wide range of different fields. Okay. So you can tell, you can ask me later whatever you want to ask about my career experience. But now I'm going to move with the topic is about SBCC, social and behavior change communications. Actually, this is a new specialist that is quite niche in the development field right now, which good if you're interested to pursue the career in this field, because the expert is still limited, especially in Indonesia. Social and behavior change communications is the latest because for the nonprofit or the development industry, normally communication is only like additional component. When the project is done, you need to promote the result of the program. You need to please the donor and showcasing the project by invited journalists come to your project, see the achievement, use your result or tools, most of that. So media engagement, digital campaign, or project communication in terms of reporting is mostly used for the project communication. But SBCC is different. We use communication as a tool to change people mindset, and at the end, behavior. It started with the health communication, actually. That's why one of the experts is John Hopkins. John Hopkins itself is the oldest university, one of the oldest university in the US, and which is very famous with the medical faculty. If you want to be a best doctor, maybe you can go to medical school in John Hopkins. And they also have a Bloomberg School of Public Health. So under the Bloomberg School of Public Health, there's a John Hopkins Center for Communication program, which I worked for the past 3 years. So the center actually worked in more than 100 countries all over the globe with various donors. And in Indonesia, which I worked for before, the partner with BKKBN, I'll tell you later about the project. And the donor is Bill and Melinda Gates Foundations. And so how the SBCC is become important and starting from the health communications, because these doctors and health practitioners, they need other experts to help them in how to change the community to follow a much healthier norm, say with people with HIV, or maybe for kids that need to be vaccine for polio. So there's a lot of process that needs communication interventions to change the community mindsets to, so they agree to, oh, okay. And first, an awareness. The second, they understand. And the third, they want to follow follow the suggestions or the doctor's suggestions, because they already understand. So why I need to have my children to be vaccinated of polio? Okay, the doctor doesn't do that. That's the communication practitioners who's doing that. But the doctor provide all the material, the substance about why the vaccine of polio is important. Because we're communication practitioner, we don't understand about vaccine. We don't understand about the all this medical stuff. The doctor has. So that's why. But we're the communication practitioner. We know how to use media. We know how to craft the message. We know how to push the key message in which channel that are we using, and how the approach to the community as our target audience. So that's our expertise as communication practitioner. So that's why this SBCC is a process of communicating is between individual, institution, community, societies as a part of overall program information disseminations. I'll tell you later about how this theory become in practice. SBCC also use a variety of communication channels to drive and sustain the positive behavior among the individuals, communities, and society. I'll tell you how it become a practice in Indonesia when I work with John Hopkins for the KKBN. Okay, next slide, please. So this is the 3 elements of SBCC: communications, behavior change, and communication and social change. See, this side on the left side is our part as a communication practitioner. About regardless that you're working for brands, say you're working for a digital agency, and you're handling a client commercial about new product for the skincare set. It is actually practically the same. You will need to decide who's the KOL, which media that fits to your target audience, or what platform are they using. So actually practically the same. You're identifying first your target audience, that you need to change their mindsets, so they will change their behaviors. And which channel that are you using to approach them, your target audience? And then how is the message being tailored, being crafted? And how is the approach? That's exactly the same regardless you're working for profit or non-profit. And then the difference is on this second part is about the behavior change. If you're working for a brand, maybe for an agency, advertising agency, maybe digital or maybe conventional, the goal is you help your client to boost their sales. See, so you persuade your target audience to buy their product. While here, you approach your target audience to change their mind, to change their attitude and behavior toward the X attitude, the desired behavior. Says it's a more healthier and or whatever, depend on the missions. And at the end, it's a social change. There's a shift. Actually, as part of my work with John Hopkins last year, when the COVID-19 pandemic hits the country and wherever globally, I was part of the Gugus Tugas team. In the very beginning, with Doni Monardo appointed by Pak Jokowi, and they need an immediate communication practitioner to be on board and support the government. I was one of them. I was one of them to, on behalf of John Hopkins, to sit with Pak Doni and everybody from UNICEF, from Kantor Presiden KSP. Okay, how we design public communication to change the behavior of Indonesians people to wear masks, to avoid the crowd, to say put a safe distance. So actually, for those messages crafted from last year's, I was part of the team who developed that key message and all the strategy with the government. So see, that's actually how we can see in 6 months or 1 year interventions, how now masks become one of the mandatory part. Everybody always have masks in their bag, always have the hand sanitizers in their bag, because washing hands, maintain a healthier lifestyle is already part of our attitude on daily basis. That's the result of SBCC. So this is the very easy to if you're still confused how to put SBCC and think, just reflect to yourself. Look at yourself last year. Did you wear a mask? Did you bring hand sanitizer in your pocket? No. But now you feel it's mandatory because you feel the need. You feel the urge to maintain your hand to stay clean, say, or you maintain your mask, especially in a public space. So that's the result of SBCC, because people change people mind, change people behavior to towards a desired behavior. Okay, we're going to the next slide. Okay, this is the theory, the framework of SBCC that John Hopkins normally use. This is quite complicated because it involves a lot of stakeholders to be involved in this SBCC campaign. So, but as you can see, the second column is the domain of communications. While in other stuff also, it involves a lot of organization, a lot of government body to be involved in the regulations. As you can see, that's the community actions, media advocacy, opinion leader advocacy, organization development, and all this stuff. So, for example, maybe I can share you the experience from last year when I still part of the Gugus Tugas before Satgas, yeah. When it's the first team under Pak Jokowi at that time, Gugus Tugas with Pak Doni Monardo. We are a big team. I was deployed by John Hopkins. There's UNICEF team, that's WHO, and also Mbak Dita dari Kementerian Perhubungan, ada dari Kominfo, ada dari Kantor Presiden, and different government body, dari Health Ministry. We're a big team representing different agency and government bodies. We're sitting together to discuss about this. We are communication practitioners. What we can do is media advocacy. What we can do is crafting the message. But when we do our part, says we have our message aired by the radio, by the TV, our PSA is already aired by the TV stations and all the online media. But then when the other organization, the other government body doesn't do their job, it will not work. Say, Departemen Kementerian Health Ministry, or maybe Cominfo, or different other organization doesn't do their work. So when the people already informed from our message that channels through different platform, but then when they about doing what we inform, but there's no infrastructure to do that, then it's not going to work. Say the basins for wash hands. Okay, we do the campaign, wash your hands, 20 seconds, this is the steps, and blah, 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 blah. But then when we come to the office or maybe come to a public space, there's no such infrastructure to support our behavior. So, or maybe when we're travel, the regulation from the transportation ministry is different, not supported to that new message. So again, it's not going to work. So that's why the communication is one part, but to maintain the sustainability of the desired behavior, it needs the work from all the stakeholders involved as well. Okay, my next slide, please, Melissa. Yes, so this is how SBCC works, influence on behavior. That's 4 layers of behavior change. Now, communication used to overcome barriers to normative and social change. It starts with the individual. So the knowledge, key, benefits and values, self-efficacy, perceived norms. Sometimes maybe you experience by yourself in your family when you already inform and understand, okay, about one new attitude that you know it's good for your health, for your family health. But when it comes to the second layers, your family and friends and peer networks, they have different opinion. So you already converted, say, as an individual. So the SBCC already work on the red level, the individual. But when it comes to the family and your peer network, it's not really working because your friends, your immediate family, maybe still against about that new norm. So then going to the community level, if the family and peer network is already have the same frequency of you, the same understanding as you, and change the behavior as you, then the SBCC already work on the community, on the family and network level. But then let's check on the community level. Say mungkin di RT, in your village, in your block. I don't know, maybe if you live in a kos-kosan and there's a block of kos-kosan, how about them? How about their behavior or perception about that issues? Because everybody comes from different background and it affected on how they process the message, the informations, right? And the biggest achievement for SBCC is the influence on the social and structural, like the social change right now, like right now for the COVID, is the easiest example. Everybody now is get used to with masks, get used to hand sanitizer. So at the social and structural, it's already changed into the desired behaviors. That's the stages on how the influence on behaviors. Okay. Yeah. So in each level, actually, there's cross-cutting factors that involve communication element in this. So the first is self, yourself, interpersonal, partners, family, peers, the same 4 layers that presented before. The community, and this the social change with the enabling environment. But actually, at this 4 level, it's the same. What you need, your ammunition, your weapon, your communication intervention is the same. You need information as knowledge. You need motivation. You need something to motivate them to change. And then ability to act, like what I mentioned before. Okay, I know the importance of washing hands. I already have the knowledge, the information, why it's important. And I already have the motivation why I need to do that. But then the ability to act. I can buy the hand sanitizer at Indomaret or whatever, convenience store maybe. But how about others? The ability to act. Maybe they cannot afford, and maybe when they come to a public space, there's no a proper washing hands facilities. And at the end is the norms, the perceived, sociocultural, gender. That's always affecting in many issues about the norms. Maybe the religions, the cultural, the traditions, could be whatever. But and we have a lot of barriers in Indonesia related to that part, the norms. Okay. Now, so this is the SBCC best practice in Indonesia that I work for with John Hopkins Center for Communication with My Choice program. The program started in 2013, 2021, but I joined in 2018 for the youth program. But I can share briefly about the project. Actually, the My Choice program partner with BKKBN. Maybe most of you not familiar with the BKKBN. Badan Koordinasi Keluarga Berencana Nasional. Family planning is not a sexy issue for youngsters like you, I believe so. So actually the target audience for this program, My Choice program, is pasangan usia subur people, a couple who already have kids, maybe first child, but not deciding yet to have the contraceptions because they're still expecting the second child, or maybe they use the calendar method or whatever, but they're not using contraception for their daily. So that's one of the target of your program. How to convert them, to convince them, hey, the calendar system is not safe. Please use the contraceptions for your birth control so you can have your family planning better. You can prepare the school education fund for your kids if you have gaps 5 years between first child and second child. That's the missions and the message that we convey to this audience. And also to the couple who already use contraceptions, how to maintain them, still sustain using it. Because the data shows from BKKBN, yang putus pakai itu banyak. Yang at the end kemudian nggak pakai lagi with the contraception and kebobolan. So that's another also target audience. To keep those couples who already use the contraception to please maintain using it to prevent the unwanted pregnancy. And the third audience is youth. Sexually active, fine, because it's part of the biological. We're not talking about norms, religion, traditions, but we're seeing the fact that youth starting from 15 already active sexually. The first thing is how to educate them to prevent an unwanted marriage, unwanted pregnancy, and that force them to early marriage. because it will jeopardize and risking their future. So that's the three missions of this program, the My Choice program. And I was focusing as a program coordinator for youth. I work with hipwi.com, the community media based in Yogyakarta for youth, established at Dr. Kenset.hipwi.com, one of the product. And so this is the target audience that we work under My Choice. And then how we approach the target audience through counseling and also the services. So BKKBN has people on the ground as petugas lapangan KB, a field office of family planning. So we equip them, these field officers that all over the country from Aceh to Papua, with the informations that the correct information about the all the issues related the importance of to maintain of the family, the contraceptions. So there are become our ambassadors and the channel to convey our message. Because in Indonesia, we cannot always rely on digital campaign. People in the remote area, they're not accessing the website or Instagram or social media or TikTok. We are who live in urban area, yes, but those who are living in remotely are still needed to be outreach through the offline channel like the field officer of petugas layanan KB atau bidan-bidan desa, the villager, the midwife that serve in the villages. So we use those as the offline channels, but for the campaign, for the online campaign, for those in urban audience, we use website applications and also online counseling. Partnership for youth, once we partnership with HaloDoc for that. And this is the result. So the first is the target audience, the second stage is the interventions, and the third stage is the result. So the couple who previously not using contraception, they become use the contraceptions because they already understand why they need to maintain the age gap between the first child and the second child. That's for financial management in the family, and also for the health of mom and many stuff. And to those couple who already using the contraception, they understand to keep using it until they're no longer productive biologically. And the youth, they will postponing the marriage by and preparing everything for their life, a career, career developments, and their ambitions, they're reaching their dream, many stuff before they're thinking to get married. So this is the desire behavior. The third stages is the desire behavior that we expect from our target audience through the communication intervention that we did in the second stage. Okay. So this is the communication tools and activities for skata.info. That's for the target audience, that the parents and also the couples who already married and have kids, or maybe just married but postponing to have babies because of their planning it. So while for the Dr. Genset is the youth audience, how to educate them to be more aware with the reproductive health. We provide all the informations about postponing the sexual activities, but we cannot blinded ourselves too that those are youth who are already sexually active. So to those youth who are already sexually active, our message is how to maintain yourself, is stay healthy and stay safe. Use the condom, for your sexual activity. So those kind of approach and those kind of tools that when we're using the online tools. Okay, this is one of the event, the biannual event for the SBCC, for all the communication practitioner that focusing in SBCC, sponsored by John Hopkins every 2 years. The last year, actually in 2018, it was in Nusa Dua in Bali. I was there as one of the presenter as well, and actually the SBCC in Marrakesh, Morocco, supposedly last year, 2020, but it was postponed until next year. So I also part of the selected presenter to present at the event. It is the summit that is amazingly very enriching, eye-opening, mind-blowing when you're already choosing your path as a communication practitioner in development. This is a globally it's a global event where people from Latin America, from Africa, from America, Australia, Indonesia, all the Asian countries, Russia, everywhere gather in one place for 4 days. Different panel to present their work, their best practice, their lesson learned, and how this SBCC works in their country, what works and what not, and the lesson learned out of it. So this is a really amazing opportunity if you later deciding to take the path of SBCC. Believe me, this is a big market. There's no people, and especially the communication graduate, they're seeking to join Tokped, Gojek, digital agency, Google, Facebook, because it's more prestigious, quote unquote, offering big salary, offering what? Prestigious. You look cool when you put in your portfolio. I work for Tokped. I work for Facebook. I work for Google. Yes, I agree with that. But those names not the only option for you to go. If you want an international career path, this is one of them. So you can be work with UNICEF, UNESCO, whatever UN bodies. You can work with John Hopkins. You can work with whatever university that's also the expert in the SBCC. And believe me, it's so limited SBCC expert from Indonesia. I hope some of them would you join us on board as this communication practitioner, especially an SBCC, because the opportunity is here. Okay, maybe that's it. This is one of the few reference that you go dig in if you want to know more about the SBCC. Okay, I think that's my presentations. I return the mic to Lisa.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Nenden. It's so very insightful. Oh, so many students raise their hands. And I will say hello to Mbak Mutia first. Mbak Mutia here. Halo Mbak Mutia.
Hi, Mbak Nenden, Ibu Lisa. I'm sorry. I have to join in on and off cam because we're still, Mbak Nenden, we're still preparing for Mbak Hermin's professor speech. Yesterday lagi, tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, yeah. You should join in if you have time. Yeah.
Yes,
siap,
I
Mbak.
hope. Yeah, she was my advisor. Without her, I would not graduate. because I already work full time. I don't have time to finish my thesis, Mbak Hermin. Please, I just need to graduate. I just need to tolonglah. Oh ya sih. Oke, Nenden, cari topik yang gampang, Nenden. Sini. And ketika mau apply untuk apa ke Ohio juga waktu itu nyariin Mbak Hermin lagi. Mbak Hermin, I need reference, please. I need to apply for scholarship. So yeah, Mbak Hermin, I'm so happy, so glad to and proud to see. Oh, Mbak Hermin jadi guru besar. She's amazing.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a new professor. So we hope that then can join tomorrow's big event, ya, Mbak Mutia, ya.
Hopefully,
I will share.
Students
If you have time,
through YouTube and also Zoom, ya.
Yeah, they're also
saksi sejarah of Mbak Hermin becoming professor.
Thank you,
I think our students is so excited to ask some questions to Mbak Nenden. So I will give a 3 opportunity to 3 students. First, Ines and also Meisha, and Ines first, and after that Meisha, yeah. Okay, please, Ines.
You're still mute, Ines.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Ines Sapsari. I'm actually the alumni of Department Ilmu Komunikasi in 2011 and recently graduated from Universitas Indonesia taking a master degree in communication studies as well. So I would like several questions from Mbak Nenden if you don't mind, since I'm very excited talking about this subject, noting that all your subject is quite is quite similar with what I did in my previous study is as an analyst in public affairs and communications consultant. So
okay, all right. Good afternoon, Ben and Den. I really appreciate you for taking your time to do this really special lecture. Oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm so sorry. I'm really excited. It has been an honor for us all to hear more in-depth knowledge regarding communication from a more medical point of view, I guess, since we see communication in the medics as a way sourced from doctors, right? Not communication scholars. So I think it's a really unique experience to be able to see another light of just not that corporate-based kind of career path that we usually are claimed to. So we can see that in my community or in probably other communities out there in this class can probably relate to me that there has been an emergence in phenomenon of pick and choosing certain brand of COVID-19 vaccines, right, Matt? So my question would be, from an SBCC perspective, what kind of social and behavioral change communication campaigns that you may have handled with the Indonesian government about reducing vaccine hesitancy, specifically in the choice of variations of vaccines out there. And as I would say, as an expert that we should all look up to, what are our best weapon as an individual for people who are still considerably ignorant and stubborn regarding such issue. Thank you so much, Merenden.
Okay, thank you, Meisha, for the questions. Actually, my team in Jakarta is continuing working on that issues with the health ministry, Kemenkes, for the vaccine. It's quite difficult. Yeah, I mean it's challenging working on these issues, which working with government from different period of times with different government body, say from my own experience in the presidential level, and then in the ministerial level when I was with the transportation's deputy minister, and then I moved back 15 years after, 10 years after, with the big team of government body, and but still the red line is the same. They're not consistent, and the the selfish between each ministry, each body, each institution are still there. I joined the government back in 2006, and then in 2009 from different level and different body, and then last year in 2020, but the issue is still the same. So, and we are the communication practitioners. Sometimes it's the who get the backlash. They'll get the backlash, you know. We already got the message from the health ministry about this. Okay, we do our work. How to craft the message? We select our target audience and we do our approach and crafted the message specifically for our target audience. Of course, if you're talking to villagers, say in Nusa Tenggara, and you're talking to urban, say in Bandung or in Jogja, would be different approach, would be different message, would be different tools and channels. So, but then the other government body showing their inconsistency in the press conference, and we just numb. Oh my God, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. So even now, I'm no longer officially in the COVID team, but as a part of friendship, I'm still in the group of KPCPN, if you know, tim antar Kominfo yang mengelola dapur kontennya COVID-19. Silently, I'm still in there as an observer. Guys, please don't kick me out, okay? I'm gonna be just here, silent and observe. And they're nice. Okay, and then just stay there. Maybe later on you'll be needed. So I know before all the message in the digital campaign or the TV station are air, I already in the group I already know what the challenge or the key message process, the development, and also the discussion and the struggle before it came out. So those are still the issues in our country, truthfully. So sometimes it's not the challenge is not only about the target audience. It's about the coordinations among the government stakeholders that become the challenge for us. And we become the black goat. Kambing hitam paling gampang tuh orang komunikasi. Paling gampang disalahin deh. Lu gak becus bikin campaign, lalala, gimana message-nya kayak begini. Ya sudahlah, kalau udah kayak gitu udah biasa, udah pasrah kita tuh. Padahal ya the coordination among the Ministry of Health. Hari ini Ministry of Health-nya bilang misalnya apa pesannya 3M. Habis itu Satgas Covid-nya yang di yang di kantor presiden bilangnya 5M. Terus kita lihat-lihatan. Jadi yang benar yang mana pesannya? Nah, loh. Terus habis ini gugus tugas ngeluarin nggak apa-apa, boleh antigen kalau udah vaksin. Habis itu besoknya preskonnya lain lagi. Kagak, gubernur bilang katanya ini PCR mati. Terus kita gimana? It happened. Jadi ya, maksudnya ya ini mungkin curcolnya orang communication, but it happens in all different organization, mau kamu di non-profit, mau di profit, mau di digital agency, mau di brand, atau mau di government, orang komunikasi itu kerjanya cuci piring. Cuci piring kerjaan orang yang nggak becus. Cuci piring kerjaannya orang-orang spokesperson government yang pada nggak becus ngomong gitu loh. Habis itu kita yang bingung deh, gimana ya kita bilang sama medianya. Itu sebetulnya salah sih gitu loh. Key message-nya nggak gitu loh. Jadi
recording in progress.
Ya, itu kadang buat saya 20 tahun kerja jadi praktisi komunikasi in different organization, different institution, different background. The challenge is remaining the same, actually. about the coordinations, the consistency of message, and working among different stakeholder, and you caught in between. So sometimes it's not about you're doing a bad job, not at all. It's not about you, and but it is a lesson learned for you, because you're getting better and better in the each situation that you have to face in every crisis. But yeah, I hope it's answer your questions, because sometimes uh, because I'm giving you a bigger picture of how it works behind the scene. It's not just easily, hey, you go vaccine because of this. The reality is not as simple as that. There's so many issues behind the scenes before it came out, become a government campaign. And we, as the engine of communication campaign, is sometimes become what, the human seal, yang jadi sasaran tembaknya kayak kita aja gitu loh. Ya udah, kita yang nggak becus, ya udah diem aja gitu. Padahal menterinya nggak becus gitu. Yeah, or whatever. There's so many political issue at the back behind that. And as what Tempo explode couple weeks ago behind the pandemic business, it's also a boom backlash to whatever that all the government campaign and communication done. So it's also another hassles. So I should say that's, as an outsider right now, government having a serious communication crisis for this pandemic, following what Tempo was revealed about the story behind that. So yes, actually the issues about COVID, about vaccination is not as easy as that, because so many elements involved in that, and those involves a big names and big corporation as well. Yeah, maybe that's my answer. Hopefully, correct answer.
Thank you, Mbak Nenden. Any feedback, Meisha?
Actually, Mbak, I have like a more in-depth question regarding your statement. It's about like our individual kind of duty, because we haven't actually like worked in like a corporate job and stuff like that to be able to make a big impact, right, Mbak? So what can we do, Mbak, as a communication scholar in development?
Okay, regarding the COVID, the pandemic, you mean? Okay, if I may suggest, go beyond the medical. Do something related to your daily life as a young people, as someone who is building your career, your future from your status right now as a students. Just go beyond the medical. Free yourself from that. Just look at yourself as an individual. What is your interest? Who are the people around you? What you can do? Maybe you can do content, you can do writing, you can do video. You have the sense of making some things in terms of creative stuff, or maybe product. Start from that. And the if you see from different perspective, the economic impact is quite savory during this pandemic. A lot of things that actually you can do to support your peer. Maybe few of your friends are forcing to get out of school, of college, because their parents can no longer work, cannot support them financially. Do something for them. How you can help your friends to stay in school, your college, or doing something, whatever you can in your ability, within your reach, maybe in your network. If you can do maybe a simple video productions, you're interviewing your friends, how the pandemic affect you mentally. You already have maybe a small documentary film about how this affecting mentally to you. The digital harassment, the online bullying is increasing during this pandemic. So go beyond medical issues. A lot of things and issues affecting youth during this pandemic, and those are mostly beyond medical. The mental health issues is hitting youth severely as well. With Dr. Genzet, we receive online counseling anonymously a lot from youth who cannot talk to their parents, who cannot talk to their friends about what they feel, being locked in their kos-kosan, maybe cannot travel, cannot go hanging out with their friends like normally do, cannot meet their classmates in the class and interact physically. Those are more serious issues among youth related to mental health and economic impact, that if I may suggest that you can go start doing something on that with your communication skill or with your whatever talents that you have. Ask your friends, collaborate, do something with your community. I think that would be more impactful for now with your capacity.
Thank you so much, Mbak.
Welcome. Any more questions?
Okay, please, next questions. Oh, nobody? Still shocked after the okay. Because I see a lot of people raised their hands before the trouble. Is anyone want to ask? Nabil, want to ask something?
No, Mbak, I think I'm good.
Okay. Aurel.
So far, so good, but
Okay.
everything has been pretty clear with what Mbak Nenden has provided for us.
Okay, maybe Naga, do you have any questions?
I think it's all clear, Mbak. Thank you.
Okay, I think so. So many interesting issues appear in this class, like what Mbak Nenden said, that seringkali communications blamed, in the many issues and many problems, like it's a communications problem and etc. And but we know that communications is not as simple as create a message and deliver the message into the society, but it supposed to be supported by the policy and also programs that consistent with the message, right, Mbak Nenden? So may I ask the questions also to elaborate these issues, how to deal with that kind of situations, Mbak Nenden, if we face the inconsistency from the stakeholders, in this case maybe in the ministry and also our leaders in the COVID issues, how to deal with these problems and make the communications process become work to and deliver to the society.
Okay. As far as my experience is, ya tahan malu aja, belaga pilon. Ya, karena orang komunikasi apalagi jadi jubir, spokesperson. You cover your boss at all costs. You cover your boss at all costs. Seriously, that's why you paid for. You are paid to cover your boss ass for whatever they say. It may sound rude, but that's the truth. I experienced during that time, SBY mau ngapain juga, my boss Andi Malarang yang bilangnya Presiden SBY bagus. Kita yang pusing di dapur, bagus apanya bang? Kita mesti bilang apa nih bang? Ini ada yang telepon nih Bang, minta wawancara. Aduh mati kita. Gimana ya? Just this kind of stuff. It may not stated in your scope of work or your employment contract. It's not. It's not going to be stated clearly in that. But you should understand that it is part of your work, wherever you work. As your public relation officer, public relations manager, what institution that you work for is, you are the bumper, you are the cover, you are in front of the media face about whatever the institution says. So yeah, I should say bluntly that it's part of the job. You should be ready with that. It needs endurance, it needs braveness and calmness, of course, because this is a crisis management, communication crisis. The category is communication crisis. And normally, big institutions has a protocol for the crisis communication. And you know, in thus you guys have this subject, the class of crisis communication in this?
Yeah, we have it.
Okay, one particular subject for the whole semester, or just one sessions?
For a whole semester, risk communications, conflict and risk communication, and also we have a disaster communications that talk about these issues.
Okay, that's good, because the needs is quite big as well for that. And maybe since none of you are asking the question, maybe I would ask you the questions. So I would like to learn from you guys, whoever wants to be voluntarily speak. What do you learn from the class, and how do you see yourself graduating from communication? Why you're here sitting in this class? What is your aspiration? What is your dream following when you graduate? Because saya pengen tahu, ini kecebur apa memang benar mau jadi orang komunikasi, udah tahu gitu, atau dipaksa orang tua, atau karena dulu pacarku masuk situ, whatever, it could be anything. Please be honest.
The answer can be anything, right? But
yes, sure.
Please, Aurelia.
I am actually one of the people who are very grateful that I'm here. Back when I was in high school, I had a lot in my mind, like what to take for in college, but I finally decided on communication because I thought, you know what, it's pretty broad. So you know, we can go to like a lot of fields while you work there, and I feel like it suits me pretty well because I talk a lot. That's as simple as that back then. But now that I've taken like a year in here, I feel like this is the right place for me. I feel like this is where I belong. I don't know if this is the same as the others, but I feel like I'm so grateful that I'm here. So, and I'm a pretty idealist person. I've actually already planned out the next 5 to 10 years, like what should I take on everything. So I'm planning to go on either marketing or PR, more on the creative side of the communication, I guess. So not on like the political side or working with government or any of that. But I mean, if there's a chance and the money pays well, then sure. But like what I'm looking more is on, I actually love fashion a lot. And I actually wanted to take fashion design, but I realized that it's just a hobby when it comes to drawing. But I love fashion. So my plan is to go on that side of the field. So maybe work on like marketing or PR, but in fashion companies, and definitely go abroad. Amen. I already set out a few companies that I am so excited to apply once I graduate. So right now I'm just piling up my CV and just taking a lot of experiences and everything, you know, organization, lomba, and everything, just so that I'll be mentally and physically and knowledgeably prepared for what I've planned out for after I graduate. So yeah, I'm Halo Mas Ulhan. Halo juga Mbak Mutia.
Mbak Nenen, long time no see.
Tambah banyak itu rambut putihnya, tolong ya, tolong ya. Tolong ya, itu dicat gitu loh.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Terus tua gitu loh.
I am a mualaf. Allahu Akbar, mualaf.
Awas istrinya 4 lagi.
You guys.
Okay. Thank you, Aurel, for sharing. Oh, you're so passionate. Glad to.
Yes. I'm really
Thank
grateful that
you.
I'm here. So thank you for
Yeah.
your knowledge as well, Mbak.
Yes, I am seeing the younger me in you. Yeah, I was that ambitious and have a really well plan about what I want to be when I join in communication. I already have the 5 years and 10 years plan too when I joined the class. Actually, I want to be a journalist, so I have the path. The first year, what I have to do. The second year in college, that's why I already paving the path. Because I really aspire to be a journalist. So from the semester of 4, udah kerja di HI, habis itu kerja di join all the activity that I involve was already crafted and designed to support that I want to be a journalist when I graduate.
Totally agree, Mbak, because I set out my plan every semester also. Like each semester, what is my goal? That's like what I do now.
Not just randomly go, but okay, I joined
right.
photography because I want to have a photo. I joined Bulak Sumur. It's all in a plan and a design. Okay, maybe I would like to hear from Luisa before to Mesha, and I thought other one. Okay.
Maybe we're just gonna be honest. When I first applied for communication, one of the reasons is because I want to avoid math, and then
me too. I'm so lousy with numbers. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 3 years in senior high school. I mean, I do enjoy it, but I was like, I don't think this is my field because science and math is just, I don't think it's my specialty. Yeah, I realized that since junior high school, I'm more leaning to social science, so that's why I chose communication. And for communication, I almost chose psychology and also DKV. I didn't know what I was thinking, but I feel like I got a bit of both here in communication, which is why I feel like this is one of my best decisions. I mean, I've made a lot of questionable decisions in my life, but I believe that this one right here, I think I made a good decision. As mentioned by Aurel earlier, one of the reasons why I chose communication is because it's a very broad field. When I was interviewed with Mbak Mutia and Mbak Hermin for the first intake, I think I mentioned I wanted to be a journalist, if I'm not mistaken. But now, now I'm in semester 3. I feel like throughout these 3 semesters, what I want to be when I graduate later have changes. And for now, I'm interested in the public relations field, like either public relations or marketing communication. So maybe after I graduate, I want to have like a bit more experience in the workplace before I signed up for master's degree. But yeah, I also have, as mentioned earlier by Aurel, it's actually the same with me. I also make plans for like each semester because I'm an impulsive person as well. I often sign up for things without actually think through. So by actually writing down like what I want to learn this semester, like not just academically, but also like in other activities, it helps me not to become impulsive and signing up for things that are, I know they're actually like good for my self-development, but maybe if I have too much on my plate, then I could not focus on what I actually intend to focus in the first place. So yeah, I think that's a bit about me and why I choose communication. But thank you.
Yeah, but I just know that now that in the intake, there's an interview before you join as a student.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, okay, good. So it's selected. Yeah. Okay, Mesha.
Yes, I hope my voice is clear. I'm like near the street. So I actually want to be a corporate communication in the oil and gas industry because I feel like pushing for green and clean energy in Indonesia especially is an important aspect in my life. And I've seen the opportunities that we can do as a communication scholar to maintain clean energy because one of the reasons why I'm actually really excited for you to be teaching right now lecture is because crisis communication is interchangeable with how we should handle clean energy crisis, right? So like obliterating coal dependency and stuff like that. So yeah, I have like several other communities that can be managed, I think, after I graduate. I mean, I can be a parent. That sounds really good to me. So yeah, that's it, Mbak. Thank
Okay.
you.
Welcome. I saw previously another students who raised their hands, but seems like it's cancels. Okay. Yeah, I think it's related to what Meisha says about the green energy, the cleaning energy. Since once of my career also as a public relations manager for WWF Indonesia, so environment and sustainability issues is one of my issues as well that I've been tackle on my plate. So as a communication practitioner, you should see yourself as a generalist. I learn about substance issues wherever I go or joining a new entity, new institution. So I know nothing about environment issues, about deforestation, about clean energy, sustainability until I joined WWF. And I become the front lady of the organization, of this panda organization at the time, dealing with media and all those stakeholders. And when I moved to USAID funded project for ASEAN, so I learned about ASEAN issues from the very beginning. About from normally I only handle national Indonesian only, and then I handle 10 countries of ASEAN member state. So that's another chapter. And as a communication practitioner, you need to learn quickly, fast thinking, and you need to be adjustable, you need to be adaptable, because wherever you go, you have to learn new things from the beginning. So if you ask me about the ASEAN issues, ask me about the maybe the education issues, about health reproductions for youth issues, you can answer me. I can answer to your questions, but to certain level only. When you go deeper into the details of technical, it's not my expertise, because I'm a communication practitioner. But I need to learn about the substance wherever I go, because that's what I communicate with my target audience. So I should learn about East ASEAN issues, about the says the crisis in Myanmar and the haze issues between Indonesia and Singapore, and the palm oil issues and the migrant worker issues with Malaysia, because that's part of my plate right now as working with ASEAN Secretariat at the time. So when I switched to John Hopkins and I totally deal with different issues, oh my God, ini KB alat kontrasepsi itu apa aja ya, gitu. So I need a lot of things and learn in very quickly. And yeah, I think that's kind of the tips that I can share you from the various role of communications in different field, different organizations. But one thing that I would like to share with you, that open your options, that actually if you're pursuing international career that actually financially rewarding, it's not just oil and gas company. Working with UN, working with WHO, working with John Hopkins, like with working in 100 countries all over the globe. If you're adventure, if you're pursuing for unlimited opportunity, it's a lot. It's a lot of this international organization that to me, I was questioning why my alumni, I mean from communication UGM, jarang banget ya yang beraspirasi pengen kerja di UN. Anak-anak itu kalau mau ditanya kerja di mana, mau kerja di digital agency, mau kerja di media, mau kerja di TV, mau kerja sekarang yang lagi hit startup dong, gajinya gede-gede kan. Mau kerja di Tokped yang baru merger Togo, mau kerja di Google dan segala macam. Nggak salah gitu loh. Opportunity-nya ada, tapi kan terbatas juga. Dan nggak semua orang cocok di situ. Ada banyak hal lain yang selama ini luput dari target, miss from the goals of the objective dari teman-teman di comms. During my time, there was a subject komunikasi pembangunan. I don't know whether such subject does still exist or maybe transform into different subject with you right now. Padahal sebetulnya communication for development kalau di luar negeri itu adalah sesuatu yang spesifik dan sangat dihargai karena it requires a different skill to become a communication practitioner for development. Sekolahnya pun di seluruh dunia itu nggak tahu sekarang ya. Zaman saya itu cuma ada di Ohio dan di Filipina for the communication for development. That's why practitioner-nya terbatas. Yang jago-jago itu orang-orang dari Latin Amerika dan Afrika. Itu. Orang Indonesia, orang Asia is very limited. Jadi sebetulnya itu panggung kalau buat teman-teman is really a big opportunity kalau mau pursuing international career for in development industry. Angkatan saya yang kerja di development itu ada Mbak Nana. Nana dia kerja di UNESCO. Yang ketika kuliah saya focusing ke media, dia waktu itu ngajar bahasa Indonesia untuk orang asing. That's how she started her career in international development. Ya sama dari kerja-kerja di luar kampus untuk kemudian paving the network and the career into that. Senior komunikasi angkatan 86 Mbak Ayun Sundari, dia sekarang communication specialist di ADB, based in Manila. Itu posisi yang sangat prestigious. Kalau teman-teman anggap gaji Google paling gede, gaji oil and gas paling gede, benar. Orang di ADB, orang di UN itu anak sampai sekolah dibayarin. Semua. Rumah dibayarin. Semua. Gaji nggak usah ngitung lah ya. Jadi kalau yang kalian pikir financial rewarding itu hanya kerja di startup, mungkin kalian kacamatanya buka lagi. Ada banyak option di luar sana. Ya, ada yang bertanya? Prima, Ayu?
Yeah, Mbak, I actually want to ask about I know you have like historical work with the government, and so I kind of want to ask, is there any possibilities for communication alumni to work in like Ministry of Foreign Affairs or work with ambassadors of Indonesia in another countries? That is Mbak.
Oh, oke. Kebetulan saya 95, masuk 95, angkatan di atas saya 94 ada namanya Punjo Nugraha. Dia sekarang diplomat di Kemlu. Baru aja pulang posting dari terakhir Punjo di mana sih? Di Praha. Sebelumnya dia di Bulgaria, bukan Bulgaria. No. It's not Budapest. I forgot. Belgia. Sebelumnya dia di Belgia. Kan kalau orang Kemlu itu biasanya posting 3 tahun di Jakarta, habis itu 3 tahun di luar negeri, balik lagi ke Indonesia 3 tahun, habis itu 3 tahun lagi ke luar negeri. Punjo udah 2 kali posting. Dia sebagai orang komunikasi, tapi posisinya dimanapun dia posting itu sebagai pensos. Di tiap KBRI itu ada divisi, ada yang namanya posisi pensos. Pendidikan, sosial, budaya, komunikasi biasanya di situ. Gitu. Jadi setiap ada opening Kemlu itu dimonitor aja. Punjul itu angkatanku yang kayaknya yang angkatan paling, karena banyaknya anak HI ya. Mainarti angkatanku juga 95, teman ospek jajaran sebelah, dia juga di Kemlu sekarang, bareng seangkatan sama Punjo. Tapi anak komunikasi memang agak jarang di Kemlu jadi diplomat, but it is open. It is open. Bahkan kalau kamu mau ada untuk jadi local staff itu juga bisa. Semua KBRI di seluruh dunia itu open for local staff. But it's not diplomat career ya. Jadi when you are applying for KBRI, misalnya KBRI Moskow, saya kebetulan lagi banyak diskusi dengan wakil ambasadornya KBRI Moskow. Again, alumni Visipo, thanks to UGM. Itu dia anak HI sih, Mas Aziz Nur Wahyudi. We're going to be a partner for establishing a new corporations with Mas Aziz and supporting my foundation. Saya punya yayasan di Jogja namanya Yayasan Rise Remaja Indonesia Sehat, based in Jogja, baru 1 tahun dan ya kami lagi expand. Terus ya itu jadi kalau diplomat dia pindah-pindah karena ada jenjang karirnya. Kalau staf lokal itu kalau kamu apply di satu KBRI itu kontraknya per 2 tahun, ya kamu hanya di situ aja, gitu. Bahkan ada yang sampai puluhan tahun. Saya tahun 2006 itu ke KBRI ke Kuba waktu sama Presiden SBY ke Havana, dan di sana saya ketemu sama staf lokal yang memang udah belasan tahun di Havana. So itu staf lokal. That's how I learned about diplomatic life as well during my time working with the President. So I, of course, whenever saya tugas dengan presiden kan, once we landed, kita kan pasti dealing sama orang KBRI. Dan tugasnya biasanya saya tektokan sama orang-orang KBRI itu gitu. So actually the work as communication is unlimited. Whatever the opportunity, you can just go and try. Don't limit yourself because sometimes you would never know which door actually that will lead you to your destiny. You don't know, right? Oke, boleh. Saya juga cita-cita waktu itu jadi wartawan. Oke, udah jadi wartawan. Ternyata cita-cita yang saya bayangkan dari SMA, gara-gara lihat majalah Gadis ya waktu itu, lihat wartawan liputan Woodstock di New York. Oh my God, gimana caranya ya gue pengen liputan ke New York kayak begini. Gitu. Ternyata when it happens, oh ya udah begini doang ya, gitu loh. Jadi wartawan ternyata capek cuy, gile. Aduh, I want a normal life. Then I switch my career to different path. But whatever that fuel your days, your motivations, and whatever that you're doing right now is worth to try. Kayak Aurel tadi, kayak Mesya tadi, kayak Luisa tadi, yang udah share. You guys have dream, so go for it, achieve it. Ketika udah nyampe tadi, when ternyata, okay, I live my dream. Ternyata begini aja ya, gitu kan? Oh ya sudah, then you can go for other directions. But don't limit yourself. Open as many possibility as possible. Dan one thing that I can share you that mungkin ini agak berlawanan dengan pesan para dosen, ya maaf ya Bu Lisa. To me IPK is nothing. They never ask your IPK. They ask your experience and portfolio. Yang penting 3 deh, jangan malu-maluin aja. Saya itu 3,1 apa 3,11 terserah deh. Nobody cares about my IPK. They see my portfolio. They see my reference. Ketika teman-teman saya yang ada IP-nya hampir 4, lulusnya cepat, sibuk melamar sana sini, konvensional ya melamarnya. Saya sudah nolak-nolak kerjaan ya ketika itu gitu loh. Karena saya memulai karirnya dari semester 4. Sudah membangun jaringan dengan senior-senior di waktu itu di Majalah Hai. Saya sudah terjun di Bulak Sumur sehingga senior-senior waktu itu udah kenal saya. Mungkin sekarang Mas Nesar Patria gitu kan yang jadi komisaris itu dulu senior saya ketika di mana di Balairu di Bulak Sumur. Ketika mereka 4 tahun di atas, saya sebagai junior. Ketika ketemu di Jakarta ketemu lagi mereka di Tempo, terus ketika rekrutmen waktu di Viva News mau bikin media, terus ya just one WhatsApp away kalau sekarang ya waktu itu. Mas Nezar ini Nenden lagi bikin Viva News ya, aku ikutan dong, ada posisi nggak? Udah capek nih di istana, aduh udah nggak sanggup nih ngikutin Mas SBY kemana-mana, aku udah pengen istirahat kan. Oh ya udah datang aja ke kantornya nih, kita belum punya kantor. Ya udah ngobrol just like that. Nih lihat posisinya, kamu bisanya di mana? Ini yang masih kosong ini. That's the power of network. I will not ever get that change kalau saya tidak membangunnya dari semester 4. Dan bahkan lebih awal. So I know those big names, the people before they become famous. Because we have history. Kita dulu keringetan bareng, jempalitan bareng di lapangan gitu kan. Kalau teman-teman mungkin sempat kenal namanya Kristo Pasaragi, fotografer yang sudah meninggal itu, dia mentor saya di majalah Hai dulu. Ya, saya ketemu dia lagi di unit fotografi. He is the legend in photography. Saya dulu bareng sama dia di unit fotografi di majalah Hai, dan habis itu beberapa foto-foto dia itu use me as my his model percobaan gitu. Jadi ketika seorang Kristupa menjadi seorang legend, gue bilang, Kris bangke lo ya, lo ngetop banget sekarang, masih mau nggak motret gue? Kayak gitu loh. So, itu nggak akan tercapai kalau kalian cuma di kelas aja, ngendon kayak begini. Belajar, iya bener. Nanti Bu Lisa marah kalau kalian nggak belajar. Tapi kalau kalian ngelihat saya sekarang, saya ini belajarnya di luar kelas loh. Kalau ditanyain ilmu komunikasi yang nyantol di saya cuma mungkin teori Laswell. Habis itu saya nggak tahu apa ya, lupa. The rest are kuliah saya di Jeronimo, kuliah saya di Bulak Sumur di B21, kuliah saya di Gelanggang, kuliah saya di Hai, kuliah saya di Detikkom, dan berbagai organisasi yang saya terlibat. Dan jangan pelit tenaga, jangan pelit waktu, jadi volunteer di mana-mana, that's your asset. And give your best wherever you are. Because you will remember not only by your name, but your work. Jangan pernah hitung-hitungan sama keringat, sama waktu, sama effort ketika kalian masih kuliah. Saya di yayasan sekarang, di yayasan Rice, ya Rice Foundation, saya punya intern 13 kemarin kita call for applications dari macam-macam universitas dari seluruh Indonesia ada 13. Rontok 2, karena udah mulai hitung-hitungan effort. Mereka nggak tahu bahwa sebetulnya kita ini kan 6 bulan tuh kan ngeliatin. Kita coaching nih gitu. Kita lihat mana yang persisten, kita lihat nih mana yang komit, kita lihat nih mana yang bisa kita rekrut ke depan. Jadi kalau saya boleh kasih tahu, selama kalian membangun karir, membangun kompetensi, mengumpulkan jejaring, jangan pelit tenaga, jangan pelit waktu, jangan hitung-hitungan, dan jangan matre. Ingat dong yang lulusan UI yang minta 7 juta dan heboh. Oh my God, saya pengen ketawa sih. Sini gue bayar 7 juta. Gue pengen tahu lo bisa apa. Show me what you can do. I'll pay you 7 million. Itu sombongnya setengah mati. Pasti kalau saya juga kan sering ya ngerekrut ya. Gitu kalau udah rekrut dengan tim. Tek. Setumpuk dong CV. Oh my God, cuma scroll. I don't care about GPA. Damn it. It's just number. I want to know how this person can do something with their brain and attitude. Ya udah, coba ngobrol sekali 2 kali, ya udah. Saya sortirnya cuma itu. Oh ya, waktu kuliah ngapain aja? Bisa apa? Lihat dong portfolionya, lihat dong link sosial medianya. Tek, lihat sosmednya. Narsis abis. Gak, gue punya anak buah yang suka narsis kayak begini. Ke laut aja, nanti lagi meeting, kita lagi ngomongin hal yang ini, di live Insta, mati nggak loh? Nggak. Yang proper aja, gitu kan? Karena saya pengen ngelihat kematangan dalam akun sosial media. Bagaimana dia mengelola itu, bagaimana dia mencitrakan dirinya secara sosial. Genuine boleh, tapi bukan berarti norak dan kemudian nggak tahu batasan. Karena ada hal attitude juga yang akan sangat diperhitungkan oleh recruiter. Orang-orang HR sekarang pasti will dig to your social media presence to see kamu orangnya kayak apa. So be careful with your social media, be careful with your comment di account siapapun, karena jejak digital itu diabadikan dengan abadi seabadi-abadinya, meskipun sudah kamu hapus, itu sangat bisa di-trace oleh Google. Ya, jadi mungkin itu pesan saya. Oke, Kak Naga, serius, namamu Naga.
Lemas ya.
Hai Naga.
Hello Mbak, can I
Hey,
ask?
finally ada laki-laki yang bertanya. Oh my God, kemana aja lakinya, tolong ya. Ini nggak gender balance. Oke, Naga, go ahead.
Actually, I just attracted with your last statement, Mbak, about the comment, Mbak. Yeah, actually, I look there are so many netizens who like to comment without any appropriate sentence and etc. Right, Mbak? If we want to apply the word, can the, for example, I apply to startup. Can the startup recheck my history of comment like that, but and is the first question. Can I ask two questions, but actually because I attracted your last sentence, but about you say about the IPK, it's nothing, right? But and I totally agree, but because it is just a number, but
Minimal 3 lah, nggak malu-maluin amat. Kasihan orang tua, udah nyekolahin mahal-mahal ya, 3 aja. Aku pun cuma 3,1, 3,11 saya sembuh. Luweh. Udah sama kalau nanti kalau kamu mau sekolah lagi minimal cuma itu sih sebetulnya dibutuhkan etika itu. Kalau kerja enggak. Kalau kamu nanti mau sekolah lagi, mau apply scholarship, they will see your application, cuma itu sih. Okay, you have another question, Naga?
Yes, but actually IPK is a number, and what I want to ask is homemade relation. Can you give a tips how what organization? Sorry, I'm using Indonesia, Mbak. Jadi bagaimana cara kita nge-trace organisasi mana yang potensial gitu ya, Mbak, untuk kita ikutin atau sebuah event yang potensial untuk nunjang karir itu gimana ya, Mbak? Soalnya kan tadi Mbaknya udah menunjukkan kayak Mbaknya di mana namanya tadi itu ada di Baleirung ya, Mbak, kalau saya nggak salah ya, Bulak Sumur, dan itu kan Mbak menemukan yang kualitas-kualitas gitu dan punya relasi lebar gitu lah, Mbak. Nah, cara kita kalau kita pengen punya relasi lebar itu dari organisasi yang seperti apa ya, Mbak? Seperti itu, Mbak. Thank you, Mbak.
Oke, thank you, Naga. Yang terakhir dulu sebelum saya lupa. Sebetulnya kan itu based on your passions, based on your plan. Kalau saya waktu itu kan waktu kuliah kan pengennya jadi wartawan. Jadi saya udah meta ini di UGM di Jogja, organisasi-organisasi yang akan mensupport saya untuk berkarir menjadi wartawan itu apa. Jadi tahun pertama saya masuk Bulak Sumur, tahun kedua saya masuk Baleirung, sekaligus juga saya ikut unit fotografi UGM waktu itu. Dan ternyata kemudian habis itu ada opportunity, majalah Hai bukaan koresponden untuk Jogja. Saya apply, keterima, terus di Jeronimo juga kan ada komunitas untuk listener club tuh waktu itu. Ya ikutanlah ke sana. Sering nongkrong-nongkrong. Jadi saya kenal banyak musisi dan segala macam waktu itu di yang ya kayak Jikustik dan segala macam, mungkin sekarang udah nggak populer ya. Gitu, yang lahir dari Jeronimo, dari dapur Jeronimo, karena kan artis waktu itu ya lagi kalau ke Jogja habis konser atau apa pasti kan liputannya atau live siarannya kan pasti di Jeronimo. Nongkronglah di sana. Ya saya sebagai anggota listener club yang ikut di komunitasnya gitu kan. Karena I want to be a media person. So I involve in organization that related to my goal. Saya mau jadi orang media. Ya saya berada di lingkungan orang-orang media. So I adjust myself. I learn how the people works in media. Oh kayak gini ya orang radio. Ternyata abis itu juga saya dapat kesempatan kemudian jadi penyiar beneran. Saya siaran di Trijaya pas waktu itu Trijaya buka gitu kan. Terus ya udah. Nah sekarang Naga passionnya apa? Nanti abis lulus Naga pengen kerja di bidang apa? Jadi mulai menyortirnya seperti itu Naga. Jadi based on your interest. Oh kamu senang motret. Oh kamu senang misalnya hobi off-roader atau mungkin apa gitu loh. Aku nggak tahu anak-anak sekarang kan sebetulnya opsinya unlimited ya, apalagi dengan online platform online ini gitu kan, yang zaman saya nggak ada dulu gitu. Nah, mungkin dari situ. Terus kalau soal IPK ya itu, kalau saya kebetulan jarang baru make IPK lagi pas mau melamar beasiswa gitu waktu itu ya. Selanjutnya dalam urusan pekerjaan saya nggak pernah ditanya IPK saya berapa, because they want to see my portfolio and they want to see who are my recommendation people would be happy to say good things about me gitu kan. Nah terus sorry tadi pertanyaan kamu yang pertama apa? Lali aku Naga.
Apa ya Mbak tadi itu kan yang kedua itu yang pertama.
Telu ya pertanyaanmu. Siji meneh apa mau?
Lupa ya Mbak.
Tapi ya sing takon lali dhewe.
Lali ya Mbak.
Lucu deh.
Apa ya Mbak tadi? Wah beneran. Lali aku Mbak.
About sosial media.
Komen sosial media.
Ya.
Oh ya sosial media komen Mbak. Ya sosial media komen.
Pokoknya gini ya. Kalau aku boleh saranin sih jempolmu itu mau dikontrol gitu loh. Apalagi kalau kamu apply ke perusahaan-perusahaan startup yang banyak digital IT expertnya, nge-trace akunmu itu nggak susah. Dan aku secara teknis mungkin orang paham ya gitu loh. Tapi sekarang jejak digital itu susah diumpetin karena memang tidak pernah terhapus technically. It's there. Meskipun kamu sudah hapus, tapi itu tetap ada di mesin Google yang sometimes bisa muncul lagi gitu loh. Dan sekarang setiap recruiter, HR user yang akan merekrutmu untuk menjadi tim pasti going to your digital account, digital performance. Sampai disamain dulu, orangnya sama nggak? Jadi kalau kamu pernah posting-posting gambar-gambar yang tidak senonoh, yang jijik misalnya, atau komen-komen yang rude, yang membuli, yang apa, itu akan jadi catatan buat kamu apakah kamu akan direkrut atau enggak. Kalau saya sebagai user, ketika saya akan merekrut anggota tim, saya akan ngelihat, ini anak bisa dilihat karakter dia, attitude dia, how to respond something from his or her social media account. Kalau dia ternyata orangnya panasan, emosian, kalau ngerespon itu meledak-ledak, saya mungkin tidak sepinter apapun, sekeren apapun CV-nya, mungkin saya nggak akan rekrut. Karena berarti dia akan sulit untuk bekerja bersama tim. Kalau anaknya seperti itu. Ya. Jadi hati-hati dengan digital presence-mu, bukan berarti jaim sejaim-jaimnya, karena kalau kamu fake juga pasti akan ketahuan. Gitu loh. Percayalah, user dan HR itu juga, meskipun kamu kibulin, somehow kamu akan ketahuan. Kalau misalnya ternyata that's not your genuine profile of yours or character. Silakan Aurel. Nggak kerasa udah jam 3. Mungkin Aurel terakhir.
Sorry, I know the time has passed,
Mbak,
but
thank you Mbak. Before that Mbak.
Yes, thank you sama-sama Naga.
I never post a rude comment Mbak. Thank you very much Mbak.
Yeah,
Aurel
okay.
can go. Sorry. I just want to thank.
Right. Thank you, Naga. I just want to ask a little question since you mentioned about jejak digital. What about, perspektifnya perusahaan melihat anak-anak yang mungkin di masa kuliahnya itu atau SMA-nya juga aktif dalam berdemonstrasi, Mbak. Being vocal about political rights, pemerintahan gitu loh, kayak sering mengkritik pemerintah gitu. And then pastinya ada di sosial mereka gitu kan, kayak misalkan kalian lihat IG-nya atau apapun kelihatan gitu kalau mereka pernah begitu mengkritik pemerintah. Menurut dari Mbak sendiri, when you see that kind of applicant, is that like something yang kayak jelek atau gimana Mbak? Karena my parents pernah ngomong gitu kayak antar kamu dilihat perusahaan itu anarkis, radikal gitu kan, stuff like that. Kayak concernnya orang tua ya. Tapi ya, I really want to know from your perspective gitu loh. That's just my question sih.
Tergantung lembaga mana yang kamu apply. Karena kalau kamu mau go to commercial, go to private, yang brand, mereka pasti akan cari yang aman ya, yang bisa nurut sama mereka gitu. Tapi kalau saya adalah orang change.org, saya adalah orang Greenpeace. Ketika ngelihat profil kamu, mungkin saya akan rekrut. Oh ini anak keren nih. Ini anak punya guts. Ini anak punya nyali gitu loh. Kita butuh anak-anak muda kayaknya yang punya nyali kayak gini. Depend on the organization that you apply. So it's depend gitu loh, maksudnya which organization that you apply. Karena kalau saya sekarang kebetulan lagi bantuin teman-teman di Econosa Foundations untuk promoting the Eastern Indonesia campaign Defending Paradise, karena tahun depan kan G20 di Bali and everybody is start preparing for the G20 in Bali. If you guys get a chance to be volunteer in G20, if you're from whichever organization, fine, go for it, apply. It would be a really insightful and experience for you. Nah, tahun depan Oktober di Bali, G20. Nah, itu kita justru kalau orang-orang di NGO, kita justru butuh anak-anak yang idealis, punya nyali, berani ngomong, berani stand up. Itu gitu loh. Jadi lain-lain gitu loh ininya. Kalau memang di corporate ya kan tujuannya cuma cari uang bukan, cuma biar kaya, bisa beli rumah, bisa jalan-jalan ke luar negeri. Nah ini mungkin mindsetnya agak ditwist sedikit ya. Kalau kerja di NGO, mungkin kita kalau misalnya bisa kena big names ke UN, bisa kena ke ADB atau mungkin ke World Bank, IFC, financial reward, tutup mata. Kamu posting di Wina, di Roma, di Washington DC, it's just a few names, few cities that you will be posted. Tapi sebetulnya hal yang sangat menarik adalah bekerja di non-profit. First, you make impact. Buat aku sendiri, aku udah nggak mau kerja di commercial. Why? Karena ada hal yang nggak bisa dibayar oleh commercial. Self-reward that I make impact. My skill as a communication practitioner make impact to the community that is supported and is invaluable. Terus, kedua, opportunity ketemu orang-orang yang mungkin tidak biasa, yang inspiring. Datang ke tempat-tempat yang mungkin kalau buat teman-teman di Ekonusa, Raja Ampat is just playing ground. Buat kalian yang kerja di corporate, kalian harus nabung ya. Berapa 1 tahun mungkin baru bisa berangkat ke Raja Ampat karena untuk sekali pergi 20 juta. Jadi that's a pro and cons. Sehingga teman-teman, I would like to invite you guys to see that financial reward, that's not the only goal when you work. That's a lot more than money. Yes, you need to pay the bill. Yes, you need to maksudnya pay back to your parents or maybe support your family, of course. But let's not put that as the only indicator for that. Ya, ada banyak hal yang bisa didapat dari pekerjaan. Bukan hanya uang, bukan hanya material gitu ya. Jadi dengan itu mungkin teman-teman juga nggak ngelihat bahwa untuk jalan-jalan nggak harus nabung sendiri dengan duit sendiri dengan kerja di oil and gas company kok. Justru dengan kerja di Ekonusa kayak begini tiap hari bisa di Raja Ampat loh gitu, gratis gitu. Bahkan justru kerja di situ gitu kan. You work in paradise itself. You don't have to pay. There's a lot of opportunity for that. Just open your eyes. Tadi ada catatan di chat dari Naga. Untuk G20 sendiri sebetulnya aku nggak tahu. Maksudnya harus carinya di mana. Tapi mulai rajin browsing aja. Karena kan ketika kemarin G20 di Roma udah officially hand over the presidency of G20 ke Pak Jokowi gitu kan. Jadi Indonesia itu udah prepare sebagai host G20 di Bali tahun depan bulan Oktober. A lot of organization dari government, agency, international organization sampai yang lokal-lokal itu NGO atau mungkin brand, aku nggak tahu kalau yang punya CSR itu mereka udah eyeing G20 in the work plan for next year, and they would definitely need volunteer. Just go there again, cari informasinya. Kalau bisa dapat kesempatan untuk jadi volunteer di acara itu, that would be good. Cari network, cari pengalaman, you have the portfolio. Jangan mikirin duitnya. Yang penting kalian exposing on how the diplomacy works, how the big decision being made. That is the value of being involved in that kind of event. Mungkin itu Mbak Lisa, tidak terasa sudah 2 jam. Semoga saya tidak membosankan and taking much of your time.
Thank you so much Mbak Nenden. Okay, I'm so sorry to cut these interesting conversations because the time is very limited, and maybe Mbak also has schedule after these sessions. But thanks a lot, Mbak Nenden. I think we not only learn about the subject, but also beyond career aspirations, career path, future plan. In like seems like a career class. A lot of I think our students get a lot from these sessions, and I just want to remind you from the what Mbak Nenden said about portfolio and experience. Start as soon as possible, ya Mbak Nenden ya. When you still student, just start to make your portfolio, and you can use Merdeka Belajar or Kampus Merdeka program to make it. And also be careful with your social media because the users and also employers consider about it. So start to be careful with your posts and your feed and etc. Include your comments in the digital environment because it documented abadi.
Yeah, it's there.
Digital environment. And also Mbak Nenden introduced us in very niche specializations in communications that very promising and still opened the big opportunity here. So I hope it can become your future plan also, become the communication specialist in the developmental issues, because I think Indonesia still have a lot of issues to deal through these perspectives, and I think this perspective is very strategic to deal with this kind of problems. And I also appreciate with Mbak Nenden because Mbak Nenden said about the social impact that it's invaluable more and more than just financial reward like that. And I hope it can become your other options after you graduated from these programs. And once more, thank you, Mbak Nenden. Maybe Mbak Mutia will say something for this class to close our sessions.
I just wanted to say thank you so much, Mbak Nenden.
Sama-sama.
Even before saya salah kirim chat ya, ada insiden itu. Thank you for your time, and I think this is also makes us also I'm just thinking that before Mbak Nenden told us a story about how Mbak Nenden got a job just one call away or one WhatsApp away. I think we highlighting the importance how we can make a network. Yeah, even before we graduate from this communication department, and I think the first time I met Mbak Nenden is when we are 2005 ya Mbak Lisa, waktu itu Mbak Nenden jadi narasumber.
Oh my God, I forgot.
I remember.
Sering saya dipanggil ke kampus soalnya sampai lupa.
And we still students.
Till now, Mbak Nenden. Thank you so much.
Oh, I think for the last Mbak Nenden remind us about the power of Kagama. Be proud of it and utilize it to open our opportunities. So maybe in the first step, Mbak Nenden, do you mind to share your contact or email to our students?
Sure. Biasanya saya memang provide email ke teman-teman di kelas. Itu yang makanya sampai saya masih punya email tahun 2009 dari Risa sampai 2014 saya kasih lihat. Risa, this is when you're a student. I still kept your email. How you email me 30 times during these 5 years consulting this and that, and Risa dan sekarang jadi teman di sini, kemarin kerja bareng Ekonusa. Oh my God, Mbak, gitu kan. Ada siapa yang sekarang di Gojek yang ke Kolombia?
Sofi ya?
Sofi Awani juga. Ternyata waktu dia mau berangkat ke Kolombia, dia juga jadi mentee aku gitu. Jadi dari tiap angkatan itu ada aja yang nyangkut karena kemudian jadi komunikasi intens. So I'm open because once I was on your seat, I was on your positions, and it's like paid forward. Saya juga dulu ketika di usia kalian, ketika awal-awal di Jakarta, saya banyak dibantu oleh para alumni, gitu kan. Nah, saya nongkrongnya sama anak 86 ya. Saya anak 95, nongkrongnya sama anak 86, 80, 85, pokoknya sama orang tua-tua itulah saya nongkrong. 87, tapi mereka kan posisinya waktu itu udah jadi pemret apa, udah jadi di mana, dan ya nongkrong di Cikini lah, nongkrong sama mereka, ngumpul di mana orang-orang 91, nah kayak begitu gitu. Sekarang saya sama Risa juga, Risa beda 15 tahun sama saya. Yang sekarang kita kalau nongkrong di Bali, Mbak, kamu di mana, Mbak? Yuk ke sana, yuk, gitu kan. Kayak gitu gitu. So that's the power of Kagama. We are all brother and sister. Kita semua nggak peduli umurnya, angkatannya berapa. Ketika bilang, Mbak, mau setua apapun manggilnya Mbak dan Mas. Nggak ada Bapak dan Ibu ya, tolong ya di sini. Just name it. Gitu lah. Habis itu ya sudah. Ya kita sama-sama lah. And that's the blessing buat saya bisa menjadi bagian dari keluarga besar Kagama, khususnya komunikasi. Gitu. And I hope you be proud of to be here too with us. Ya. Okay. Dan jangan bikin malu ya, jangan bikin malu Kagama ya, jangan bikin malu komunikasi ya. Jangan sampai bikin kontroversi gara-gara viral, gara-gara apa gitu. Aduh tolong. Please no. Malu kita.
Yeah. Noted, Mbak. Thank you so much. Yeah, so before we close our sessions, we can take a group photo, Mbak Nenden. Foto dulu.
Please open your
Silakan.
camera. Give us your best smile.
Iya, kelihatan nggak dari tadi?
Ternyata banyak wajahnya.
Sophie and Patricia in the same place?
Yes, Mbak.
In Jogja?
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Kuliahnya
Mbak.
kuliahnya masih belum offline ya?
Belum, Mbak.
Belum offline?
Not at
Oh my
all.
God. Kasihan, setahun setengah ya? Oh my God, hopefully next year ya.
Ini angkatan ini belum pernah ke kampus, Mbak Nenden.
Astaga, oh my God, I feel so sorry for you guys. Hopefully
Waktu
soon
kampus
ya.
kayaknya waktu wawancara ya.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I will count it. 1, 2, 3. Give me your best smile. Okay. So we're moving on the second page. Mana ya? Second
Sudah?
page. Ntar tuh ada Res, Alfredo, Farah yang bareng-bareng juga tuh.
Oh iya. Triple malahan itu ada Prabu sama Dimas juga gitu.
Thank you. Iya. Yeah.
Thank you Mbak Nenden. Thank you.
Sama-sama. Okay, bye.
See you.
Thank you, Mbak.
Thank you, Mbak. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Mbak.
Good day.
Bye.
Bye.